All right, hello class. We have a new video here. Today we are going to talk about rotation. Another name for rotation is to turn. Some real life examples of rotation is like when the earth rotates around the sun and when a tire rotates around the axis. Okay, types of rotation that we will be discussing in class. 90 degrees clockwise, 90 degrees counterclockwise, 180 degrees, 270 degrees clockwise, and counterclockwise. All right, class, these are our learning targets. We need to know what is rotation, how do you rotate 90 degrees clockwise, 90 degrees counterclockwise, and 180 degrees on a coordinate grid. What are the rules to remember when rotating points? All right, so before we go any further, let's talk about clockwise and counterclockwise. So clockwise, of course, means that the motion moves like the hands on a clock in a circular motion. And counterclockwise will move backwards in reverse. You may want to pause the video and copy this down in your notes if you can't remember this. Okay, I want you to pay close attention to this part so that you don't get confused through the whole video. This is the basic concept of the video and rotation, right? This is how you rotate on a coordinate grid. Each quadrant represents a 90-degree turn, right? So if I were to rotate 90 degrees clockwise, then I would be in quadrant number 1. If I were to rotate 90 degrees clockwise once more, then I would be in quadrant number 4, right? So it keeps going around clockwise to each quadrant on a 90-degree turn. If I were to go 90 degrees counterclockwise, then I would move to quadrant number 3. Okay, so you first need to understand that concept. All right, so the next part, we're going to take this triangle ABC and we're going to rotate it clockwise, okay? So right now, it is at this point here, right? It's at negative, A is at negative 5, 2, negative 2. B is at negative 5, negative 6. And C is at negative 2, negative 6, okay? Just keep that in mind, okay? So we're going to use our imagination like we're rotating it clockwise, but we're just going to rotate the paper, not the shape. We're going to rotate this clockwise 90 degrees. So that's just one turn. Okay, now I want you to use your imagination, okay? Like we just only rotated the shape and not the paper, okay? So we rotated the shape 90 degrees clockwise. So now our points are at, A is at negative 2, 5. B is at negative 6, negative 5, negative 6, 5. And C is at negative 6, 2. So if you can visualize that concept, then you're going to do wonderful throughout this video. If you don't understand that, then I want you to replay this segment of the video once more. All right, get your supplies ready. All right, so we're gonna first talk about how do you rotate 90 degrees clockwise on a coordinate grid. So pause the video now and copy this in quadrant number 2. All right, so I went ahead and put a shape in. I want you to pause the video and copy the shape and the points neatly. All right, so this part of the video is very, very key. All right, if you don't get it now, then you probably won't get it for the remainder of the video. So make sure you are paying close attention. So our objective here is to rotate this figure 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, remember clockwise is this way, right? You can refer back to the beginning of the video. All right, so we're going to turn our graphic composition book. Remember I said every quadrant is 90 degrees, so we need to turn it one quadrant 90 degrees, okay? So now use your imagination. A, right? You see how the shape turned? Use your imagination. It's at 1, 5. So we're going to turn it back this way, and then we're going to put a dot at 1, 5, a coordinate at 1, 5. Okay? So now we're going to turn it back again so we can get B. We'll go ahead and label that A prime. And we're going to turn it again, rotate 90 degrees clockwise, and find B. So B now is at 4, 5. Okay, so we're going to put a point at 4, 5. B prime is at 4, 5. Okay, let's turn it one more time so we can get C prime. All right, C prime is at 4, 2. Turn it back. Let's put a point at 4, 2. Okay, let's go ahead and connect these. And then you can color it in. Let's use a different color. Just like that. So that is rotating 90 degrees clockwise. 90 degrees clockwise is also 270 degrees counterclockwise. Just so you can know, okay? And let's go ahead and write in our points. A was at 1. A prime is at 1, 5. B prime is at 4, 5. And C prime is at 4, 2. Okay, now we need a rule. Let's take a look at it and find a rule. Okay, let's compare the points. Okay, so we see 5 switch places with the 1. And then 1 is now where the X is. Okay, so we're gonna write, and it's the same. It didn't change the sign, so we're gonna write, I'm gonna use my black for this. Okay, we're gonna write same Y. And then we're gonna go opposite X. All right, next up, how do you rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise, which is also 270 degrees clockwise? So I want you to go ahead and pause the video and copy this nice and neatly, and also color it. Okay, I hope you pause the video and copy that. If not, go back, pause the video and copy. All right, so we're going counterclockwise this time. So we need to go this way, counterclockwise, opposite of a clock, right? So we got to go counterclockwise 90 degrees. That is one quadrant. Counterclockwise turn. So like this. Okay, and we're figuring out what A is now. A is now at -1, -5. You got to use your imagination because they switch when you turn. So -1, -5. So let's put one at -1, -5 here. That's A prime. Okay. Let's go back again. B is at -4, -5. Use your imagination. -4, -5. B prime. Okay. And where is C prime? C prime is at -4, -2. Make sure you turn it back. -4, -2. Okay, go ahead and connect those. Go ahead and connect those. Okay, write them in down here. Was -1, -5. I was at -1, -5. B prime was at -4, -5. C prime was at -4, -2. Okay, now we need a rule. Just color it in right quick. Let's use that green. Green will be our rotation. Okay, so the green represents our rotation. Okay, so we need a rule. Let's see what happened. Okay, so -5 went to, okay, switch place. So X and Y switch places, and then the X stayed the same and the Y changed. So let's write a rule here. So we're gonna write opposite Y and then the X stayed the same, so we're gonna write same X. Okay, copy that. Pause the video and copy it. All right, so now we're doing 180 degrees on a coordinate grid. So I want you to pause the video and copy this nice and neatly. Make sure you color it. All right, let's go ahead and do the last rotation. So we got to go 180 degrees, right? So with 180 degrees, you can either go counterclockwise or you can go clockwise. It really does not matter as long as you do 180 degrees. Remember, each quadrant is 90 degrees. So how many times do you think we have to turn it? Exactly, 2 times. So we got to turn this 2 times, right, to get 180 degrees because 90 times 2 is 180. Duh, you know that, okay? So we got to turn this, right, 2 times, either clockwise or counterclockwise. It does not matter. So let's turn. That's 1 turn, and then 2. All right. All right? So you figure out where is it? Where is A at now? Okay, A is at 5, 1. A is at 5, 1. So you gotta turn it back over. We're gonna put it at 5, 1. Let's go back one more time. 5, -1. So it's at 5, -1. Okay. So we gotta put one at 5, -1 right here and make that A prime. A prime is at 5, -1. Okay. Let's turn it again. That's 1, and that's 2. Okay, B is at 5, -4. Okay, let's turn it back over. 5, -4. Okay, B prime is at 5, -4. Okay, let's turn it again. 1, 2, 180. Okay, and C prime is at 2, -4. 2, -4. Okay, let's go ahead and connect them. You know, shooting these videos is kind of difficult because if I make a mistake, I got to do the whole thing all over again because I'm doing it in marker. Okay, so I got to be very, very cautious. Okay, so that's 180 degrees on a coordinate grid. Okay, so let's take our green, because that green represents our rotation. Let's color it in. I know this video is kind of long, but this had to be detailed because it's kind of tricky with this 180 degrees. Okay, now let's go ahead and do our rule. Okay, let's see what happened to the points. Let's compare the points. So we got -5. Okay, -5, and then the 5 is still in the X place. Okay, so, but it changed. So we can write that. So change X. Okay, did the Y change? Yep, the Y changed too. So we can say change Y. So you probably thinking to yourself, Coach, you said change and then you said opposite earlier in the video. Change and X, they're the same things. If I say change, it means opposite. That just means change the sign, right? So if it's positive, it go negative. That's what change and that's what opposite means. So I don't want to confuse you by that. I hope you understand that, okay? So let me zoom in on that so you can see that. You can pause the video and look at that. Okay, so pause the video and copy that. All right, you come to the end of the video. If you didn't understand anything, I want you to go back and watch it again as many times as you need. Pause the video and practice before you do this last part, okay? This last part, I want you to create a coordinate grid. So you're gonna take your ruler and draw your own coordinate grid. Okay, in this section, you don't have to copy this in this section. You're gonna just do it, okay? In this section, you're gonna put your own coordinate grid and you're gonna put a triangle in it, right? With 3 points, okay? Of course, a triangle has 3 points, you know that, okay? And I want you to take that triangle and I want you to rotate it 90 degrees clockwise, 90 degrees counterclockwise, and 180 degrees, right? So you should have a total of 4 triangles when you are finished on your coordinate grid that you make. Okay, if you have any questions, just send me a message. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you understood. If not, go back and watch it again. Have a good day.